guys, and then I'm back with another video. If my voice sounds a little raspy or off, it's because I've been sick as a motherfucker for like 3 days, and this shit's killing me. So hold on, matter of fact, clear my throat, because I'm about to bring you guys this US30 trade breakdown that I took today. It was about 1,000 pips in total, 1,000 pips, 100 pips, whatever you want to calculate it as. It was a dollar move for every point that it moved. So say for example right here at 35,064, if it went up 100 points and you had the smallest lot size on US30, you would be gaining $100. So a dollar for every dollar value that US30 goes up, for those that don't understand. So basically I'm just going to be getting straight on into it, and we're going to be getting into this breakdown on US30 and how I caught this buy trade. So first things first, matter of fact, let me take off all of these markups. There, I'm going to just leave it strictly like this. So one thing you want to keep in mind at all times, you always want to understand the overall trend of where the market is going. So in this case, this arrow, I'm not using it as a trend line, I'm using it as an overall indicator that I know where the direction is and I know where the overall trend is. And if you watched my other videos previously on US30, within the past week, I've been waiting for price to take out these highs at 35,102, I think was the all-time high, before we finally took the highs out over here. And I've been planning for this highs to be taken out for a while. Even back down here around the 21st of July, I was expecting price to have that run above, but then we fell short before having this run above starting on the 26th of July. So yeah, so overall, now you want to look at the higher time frames, because this is how you want to understand the market. You want to start from the higher time frames and work your way down. So overall, we knew we were bullish. The daily time frames, the previous candles were all bullish. We were overall very bullish. Everything we wanted was bullish on the higher time frame. So let's move down to the 4-hour time frame. And now we want to understand key areas in the market that price will likely have a response to. So the first thing I noticed when I was looking at these charts is right here. See this big candle right here, this last down candle before this overall up move that pushed up and then broke these highs? This would be a 4-hour bullish order block. So let's mark that up. I'm going to draw our line right here, and that's where right here, 34,883, that is our 4-hour order block. So let's mark that up. Going to move it over to the right side, so we understand that this is our 4-hour order block, and this is the close of it right here. So the open, the close. So now we understand that we have this order block in this area. So the next thing we want to do, we also want to keep in mind that we have a small order block also right here. This is also a 4-hour order block. Mark up the open and then mark up the close. So now we understand that. Let me just take this back a little bit more. This is where price currently is. I'm going to take it back to around here, just so you guys can fully understand what I'm looking at. So now we're going to go down to the hour time frame. Okay, so now we understand where our order blocks are. We're also going to need to understand where price is likely to have that retracement to. So say we were all the way up here. This is when I was looking at price. I'll show you guys the receipts and everything in my Telegram chat after, but I was looking at price around this time. This was yesterday. This is around midnight. Yeah, around midnight. So where would we draw our fib from? There's always certain areas that you want to draw your fib from, so you always want to draw it from the bodies of the candle. That's what I always tell everyone. The bodies of the candle, not the wick, because the wicks aren't always going to be the same on every broker. So if you leave it by using the open and the close of the body candles, you tend to get the best areas that price will likely respect. And you also keep in mind where these order blocks are. Here, I'm going to make this a little bit easier so you guys could tell the order blocks, the difference between them. Matter of fact, I'm going to change their color because there's a lot of red lines right now. So we're just going to make this the overall 4-hour order block, the big one. That's going to be this order block right here, and the smaller one is going to be right here. So now you understand where these two order blocks are. You also understand that we drew our fib from this high and this low, and where are the areas that price is likely to respect. So if you look at the fib levels, it's in confluence right now with both 4-hour order blocks. Also, what else is in confluence with? Now that we're on the lower time frame, we're going to draw another order block right here. And this is going to be an hour order block. Why? Because this is the last down candle before this up move that broke the highs up here. So this is a valid order block that we can use. So right here, this will be a 1-hour order block. And this is also in confluence with this 4-hour order block. So we just want to look at all the confirmations that we have in this area. So we have the 1-hour order block that is in this area. We have this fib long in confluence with the 79%. We also have a whole number level, which is 34,900. If you look to the right here, it's 34,900. We also have two different 4-hour order blocks in the same vicinity. So it's two different areas. It's two different order blocks, but they're very close. So it's more than likely price could have that wick that comes into it before rejecting. So that's overall what I was expecting to happen with price, in my opinion. So now we have this overall area where we're expecting price to have a rejection from. So this is a key area now with a lot of confluences. So now we wanted to understand, what if price doesn't come here? Where will it likely go, and what will it likely do? So if you watched my previous videos on the explanation of what a breaker block is, you then understand why, not fair value yet, why right here this candle was considered a breaker block. And also, if you put the 38.20%, it's also in confluence with this area also. And that's what price started rejecting around 22. I think that's 10 o'clock at night, something like that. So price was rejecting this, and this is when I was looking at price at midnight before I went to sleep. So I was understanding, if price breaks below this and breaks below this overall continuation level for the fib, then price is more than likely going to maybe range, reject it possibly before taking off. But if that doesn't happen and price starts to range, can fake people out, maybe come a little bit higher before breaking down to come lower to these areas that I'm looking for overall buys in. So then what was happening, this is when I was asleep, price started to break down. So now this is 4 in the morning. So now this breaker block was invalidated. We take away those. I was also asleep. Now this is around 8 o'clock. So around 9 o'clock, 9:30, this is when I was getting into my trades. This at 9:30, let's go back one. So right here, before the 9:30 candle, this is when I was waiting for price to have that possible drop into this area to have that potential push up. Overall areas that I was looking to target were 3,500, not 3,500, 35,000, which is right here with this level right here, and then 3,590, which was up right here. Make it black. So these were areas I was looking for price to have that push up to for me to get in and out of my position, because I don't like to swing trade, and I just currently find it easier with me trading intraday and just getting in and out of trades. So overall, now what we were expecting, in my eyes, what I was looking at in this current time was, I knew that there was liquidity above both of these lows. There was sell side liquidity below both of these lows right here. Yeah, I'm gonna take some of this stuff off just so it's not as cluttered, doesn't look as complicated. And I'm gonna do this. So overall, I knew below both of these lows was liquidity, and the reason why there was liquidity under these lows is because, what do you understand by price action? The people that were buying long in this market, where are the stop losses? Under here. The people that were buying long here, where are the stop losses? Below here. Because that's how retail-minded traders think. They all have their stop losses under this area. What else do they have? The people that also are trying to trend trade or trade the breakouts, they also have sell stops all under here. Why? Because this is what they look at as a support and resistance. But in our eyes, we know there's liquidity there that needs to be grabbed for potentially going to see higher prices. So what did we do? We waited. I was waiting on the market to come to this area. Where I got in was at 34,905. I think was my exact price where I got in. I had a 50-point stop. And where did I have my stop? When I overall was taking the trade, the areas that I was looking to keep it under, I wanted to have the overall stop below the 50% of the 4-hour order block, which was right here, this big order block. Was it this one? No, this one. It was the hour order block. Under the 50% of the hour order block, because I wasn't expecting price to have that full trade into this 4-hour order block. I wasn't expecting to have that full push into it because I didn't want to see that happen. I overall wanted to see price come into this area, reject this 4-hour order block, possibly reject it, reject this also the 4-hour order block that's up here, also reject this 1-hour order block while still holding this fib level. So that's overall what I wanted to see. So now when 9:30 happened, what did we get? Exactly what we wanted. Price came in, rejected it. 34.90. What's the low of this candle? If you look to the top left, the low of the candle is 34.894. Price came very close to this 34,900 area that I was telling everyone in my Telegram chat that I was targeting to potentially get into buy scenarios. So overall, this was a very good trade. I forget where I got most of my position out at 34,960 something, and then I still have a runner running, I'm pretty sure. Matter of fact, let me check right now. I think my runner was about to get stopped out. We were running about 60 pips still. Yeah, I'm only up 30 pips with the runner. I'm gonna just leave it. You never know what's gonna happen. It's only a 0.1 runner on US30, so I'm not really, you know what I mean? Let's look at where it's at right now currently. So yeah, as you guys can see, currently about to get stopped out. Price got very close to our overall target of 35.90. It came to about 35.78, so a few pips short. It is what it is. You're not always gonna get those targets. I was overall looking for price to potentially go higher, but you're not always gonna get what you want. But overall, we were able to snipe this trade all the way from down here to have this overall push of, I had like little drawdown either. We had this overall push of about 170 pips, 160 pips, and it was nice. Good, valid trade. And that's really it. I'm about to show you guys the Telegram receipts because I always got my receipts with me. You know how I'm bumming. So this was Nas. I was talking to one of the people in the group chat. So right here, this is US30. So this was at 11:12 last night. Like I was saying, price was respecting this overall. Matter of fact, I forgot to show you guys one of the confirmations now that I think about it. So if you look in this area, in this very area that most of the trades were happening, the last confirmation was, if you, here, I'm gonna have to zoom all the way in just so you guys can see it. If you pay attention to this gap right here between this candle, and this candle, and this candle, there was an imbalance in the market right here. So from this to here, that was considered an imbalance, a fair value gap, an inefficiency, whatever you guys want to call it, whatever you were taught, and it came right to the top of it. That was our last confirmation to see price come into this area. So there was a lot of confirmations for price to come into that area, as you can see. And then we had that explosive move off it. So back to the Telegram. This is when I was looking at price around 11:12 at night. I was expecting price, if it was going to keep rejecting this area, to continue bullish, but in the case it didn't. So then this morning I told everyone currently don't see any setups that I personally would take, because US30 at the time, it was all the way up here. I wasn't seeing no buy scenarios, I wasn't seeing no sell scenarios, so I was just waiting. So overall I had this area that I wanted in mind, but I wasn't sure if that 9:30 push will push price all the way there. And I usually don't like to trade after 9:30 to around 10 o'clock. I just tend not to like to get into trades around there. That's personally me, and because I know how US30 runs. So then I told everyone I'm still bearish on US30 for 9:30. I think price will continue to 34,900. This was right before 9:30, and then what happened? This is the 9 o'clock candle. We had that push all the way down. We had this area that we were looking to take the trade in. I told everyone 34,900 incoming will be looking for buy opportunities, and then from there I got into the trades. Top loss 50 pips under the 50% of that 1 hour candle, expecting price to go to 35,500, 35.90. Told them I got my buys at 34,905. Confirmations, the fib long 79% rejection plus 1 hour and 4 hour order block plus an imbalance got filled. Targets 35,000, 35.09, 35.90. And then from there it was just history. Little to no drawdown, as you guys can see. This was our runner that we had running. It was up about 1,100 pips. Crazy trade, and these are trades you can catch. Just you got to be patient. It is what it is. We don't play boy. 109 pips running, secured 90% trade, letting rest run, 35,000 target hit, and that's really it. So hopefully you guys found this video helpful on my explanation of how I got into this overall 1,000 pip US30 trade. And you can catch trades like this all the time. It's not going to happen every day. You just got to be patient and have the discipline to understand what you're doing. So that's really it. Hopefully you guys found this video helpful. If you got any comments, concerns, any questions, just go into the description. Link in bio. Not link in bio. Link in the description to all my social medias, to my Telegram chat. Free community. You can come in there, ask questions, share your charts, ask whatever you need. I'm an open book. And that's really it. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys.